Good afternoon and welcome to the walk-off. A little bit of breaking trade news here, my man.
Big time.
Yes, we are continuing to bolster the bullpen. So the Toronto Blue Jays just made a trade with the Milwaukee Brewers. Rowdy Tellez going from AAA Buffalo to the Brewers in exchange for Trevor Richards, who is a bullpen righty, and Bowden, who is also a bullpen pitcher out of the AAA system, Nashville, for the Brewers. So this is how this breaks down. Now, I know, Adam, you and I have talked about Rowdy a little bit, and that he's become a bit of a redundancy on this team, especially with Corey Dickerson, another big lefty bat that was brought in the Simber trade with the Miami Marlins, sending panic that way.
Yeah.
So Rowdy has been in AAA for the last month. He was sent down, and no real place for him on this roster.
Correct.
Blocked by Vladdy, blocked by Dickerson, who was just brought in, like we said. And he struggled off the top of this year. Here's the thing with Rowdy Tellez, and I'm going to miss him. I wish him all the best in Milwaukee. He was given every opportunity to be that big lefty bat that this team needed. Right? Like if you look over this year, you think he was given the opportunity he was deserved, right?
Oh, yeah. He absolutely had a chance. Struggled at the major leagues. I know since getting sent down to AAA, his bat has started to heat up recently. He just had a two home run game the other day. I just feel like he's a guy that can get it done at AAA, but doesn't quite have MLB bat skills.
And who knows? He could be a guy that reminds everyone of like Eric Thames, who left the Blue Jays
Absolutely.
and wound up with the Brewers and then put up big power numbers. And Rowdy has the ability to put up power numbers. He has shown it in the past. However, this Blue Jays team needed bullpen help desperately, and it has started to arrive. So let's dive in here. Trevor Richards, 28-year-old. Okay, he came from the Rays in that Willy Adames trade to Milwaukee. So he was the other piece in that Tampa Bay Brewers trade earlier in the year that saw the Rays bring back a couple right-handed relievers. He's having a great season. So let's go over Trevor Richards' numbers. Okay, he has 11.65 Ks per 9 innings.
Nice.
So he's striking out more than one guy an inning. He's got a good fastball and a great changeup, and he mixes his pitches well. He's got a 3.69 ERA to this point in the season. He's pitched 32 innings, 31.2, but almost 32 for those of you who are sticklers. He's got a whip of 1.14, and that's over 21 appearances, 21 games. This is a guy that isn't going to be the savior at the back end of this bullpen, but he should be a steadying hand. He should be a guy that you can bring in, very similar to Simber in the 6th or 7th. He's going to be a guy who bridges that gap to Romano, and hopefully Merriweather comes back and can regain the form he had at the beginning of the season. And then all of a sudden, these games start to get shorter. Now, Boden, who is the other pitcher in this trade.
He's the number 46 prospect in the Brewers system.
So number 46 prospect in the Brewers system. He's a bullpen guy in AAA. Throws hard. He
6'5", 225 pounds. So Blue Jays like their big boys.
Yeah, he's a big-bodied pitcher. You can tell that the Blue Jays love those big-bodied pitchers because Alek Manoah actually called himself and Hyun-Jin Ryu big-bodied pitchers. This is how ingrained it is in them.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, we're big-bodied guys. I'm like, who refers to themselves as a big-bodied guy? But yeah, so Bowden is a big-bodied guy, AAA pitcher. He's in Nashville with Milwaukee. Should make the transfer over to the Buffalo Bison. This is good news, man. How are you feeling about this? I mean,
if you told me at the start of the year that we were going to trade Rowdy Tellez and get a middle of the bullpen arm in return, I would have been pretty disappointed.
Yeah.
That being said, with his struggles, he's out of options next year, right?
And he's 27.
I feel like his time with the Blue Jays has run its course. I'm glad we're getting anything back for him.
Let alone a piece that is kind of
Going to
desperately
help
needed
us.
right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's going to help us. Yeah.
While it might not be the big flashy name that we were hoping for, I definitely needed, and we moved a piece who I think realistically wasn't going to help our team anytime soon or into the future, barring a disaster. Like if Rowdy Tellez was back on the Blue Jays this year, I think something has gone horribly wrong.
I agree with that sentiment 100%. And I think another thing to keep in mind with this trade with acquiring Trevor Richards is that he's a strikeout guy. Mm-hmm. Okay. He has 41 Ks on the year. He, like we mentioned earlier, he's averaging over a strikeout an inning. And these guys are pretty valuable in those tight situations when, let's say, we don't need to name any names, but let's say a Tyler Chatwood, who's probably going to wind up being DFA'd to fit Trevor Richards onto this roster, is my guess. We'll see how the front office plays this. But in case, let's say, a Rafael Dolis gets in trouble and you need a strikeout rather than a ball in play, this is the guy that would be coming out of the pen. Another option that isn't Jordan Romano, which is, again, something that this front office, this team, Charlie needed. So we'll see how this plays out. Nice little ad there.
I'm happy with it. Are you? You're good?
I'm happy with it. I'm fine with it right now. I hope Trevor Richards kills it. And we've already sent both Bowden Francis and Trevor Richards messages trying to get him on the walk-off onto the podcast here. So we'll see what happens there. Absolutely. But good little ad. Didn't give very much up.
I don't think this is going to be the big splashy name. I think there's still another big trade coming. But it's good. It all helps, and we got some important series coming up. So.
And again, the Blue Jays jump that reliever market.
Absolutely.
Once again, getting ahead of it before the All-Star break even hits here.
All right, man. Good talk. Go Jays, go. We'll see you tonight for the live stream at 7:00.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Absolutely.